This NFL Props Week 6 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Cram?
Dog.
Oh boy, we got a lot of injury news, Sean. A lot
Really?
of stuff to discuss in the box over here.
Okay, joining us to talk all things NFL props, the man in the box, the laddie daddy himself, CJ Sullivan. What's happening, CJ?
What's up, fellas? Good to be back. I had a miss last week. I had boots on the ground out there in North Carolina. I had to make sure everyone was okay. You know, they needed my ladders, literal ladders to get them out of situations.
Yeah, I did see a situation where a helicopter got a little too close to a zone where they were giving out stuff. Was that you in an unmarked Blackhawk?
I was running an unmarked Blackhawk. I was directing traffic though, so people don't know how to. People just throw ladders willy nilly. No, you got to know how to base it, you know how to ground it, and then when to reach for it.
Now I know.
I wish I had taken a picture. I saw a ladder on the side of the two a couple of days ago. One of the ones that fell off and then got mangled because someone drove over it a couple times.
It's right up there with the Leaning Tower Pisa gifts for people leaning, getting since CJ. I will say popularized the term ladder. Mm-hmm. I've been in a ladder content world where the algorithm sees your like ladder related videos. They serve you up more. Listeners tag us in ones. There was that. I think for our VSiN show, I used the video to promote your appearance of a guy driving recklessly with a really tall extended ladder in the back of his pickup truck. So, and brand new sound effect for ladders when we're going full Jack and the Beanstalk. I mean, that is just that's right there. It takes you back to the Super Mario days.
Amazing. And since you were talking about people in the ladder content that gets out there, and like I said, a lot of people have emulated and repeated it, which is fine.
Emulated is a great word.
It's
a great word.
Whatever, get it out there, and like a little credit, right?
Joke emulation.
Someone did say like, "Oh yeah, here's my Jack and the Beanstalk," and this other guy who has like a lot of user tech goes, "Oh, I'm definitely taking that," and then like just I like when people just openly say like, "Yeah, I want to take your TV." I like that. Like it's in your house. Like it's something.
Yeah, this is CJ's intellectual property. Right. Okay, as a deli llama, as a laddie daddy, this is his inventory, and stealing it is. Now I sound like Lars for illegal downloading. It is our work.
And I'm not saying don't use it. I'm not saying that, but a little credit is all I'm asking for.
I will say it is very much now that we are into season 2. Really, I hear plenty of mainstream pundits.
Yeah, ladders.
Using
people don't
the
even
term
explain
ladder up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, so I think
just ladder it up. They don't even get into. They don't get the description. They're not going to Petco on Friday. They're not doing the work.
They're not.
They're just
not.
throwing it out there willy nilly. Ladder it up.
They're not yelling, "Get the stick."
And I think a way that we can test our theory, because Sean and I we know that people are out there copying our props because we're first to market generally. But what we're gonna do now is I think we might have to lean into the slide concept.
Ooh, okay.
Just start bringing in like actual verbs and nouns that are different than what they're already doing. That will be complementary pieces. Then we can see really where the tip of the spear lies.
That will be a good game of shoots and ladders.
Yeah. Yes, shoots and ladders.
Well, and saying shoot, there's plenty of wrestling clips for talking about a shoot.
And shoots are the slides. Shoots and ladders.
I like this. I also think maybe we put out some fake ladders on social media.
Raz releases?
Well, you know,
Laz releases?
a little,
ladder
little trapdoor ladder.
I love
someone goes
one.
to grab the ladder to steal it for their own content, propagation, and next thing they know, it's a slippery ladder. We've greased the ladder.
I'm looking at a more modern version of the Chutes and Ladders box, and I'm seeing the man in the box's face on this kid right
yes.
here.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, we'll.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, Chunks. I gave out a fake Waz today.
Oh, really?
On the bottom line bombs.
Love it.
For I was like, the actual release was Jake Bobo, but first I gave out Steve Largent to see if they could sell.
Set up Steve Largent.
Set up Largent. It's a fake. That's a fake. No,
it's a fake. And shout out to Catfish Dilly, amazing call on our program a couple weeks back.
The idea of CJ giving out fake plays onto the idea of giving out fake plays on the podcast.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just on-demand content with fake plays.
Just to see if the number moved, and the Largent number moved. It went from 1,000,000 to 1 to 15 to 1 since he's a senator.
The best part is they did releases before they realized they had to fake people out sometimes because people will fire early.
Sure. Right.
Because those greedy motherfuckers who are like, no, I'm grabbing it first, and the lines start moving. Now you ruin it for everyone.
It's such a 4th grade teacher. It's hilarious. Disciplining your kids.
It's awkward when you're explaining to a legendary tout how your nicknames on your podcast are making fun of touts. But yeah, no, all the way home. Yeah, but Chutes and Ladders board game Photoshop loading.
Yeah. Shout out to Flash's boardroom, Ryan. We got to hang out with Flash beginning of the was all the way back week. Wait, what was it?
Sean, you know I don't remember people very often.
Yes,
like maybe 3 or 4 times I meet you. It's imprinting in my memory. Flash was immediate.
Flash, great. True.
Seconds in, I was like, oh, this guy likes to have a good time.
True DGen, great guy to hang with. It was Bet Bash. We were out there hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Does a ton of shows over on Bet US for the footy. So check him out. Very fun guy to sweat out some live bets with, and he was like a kid in a candy store at Circa, and going nuts betting on live baseball, not like knowing anything really about baseball because he's originally from Europe there, and then
Dick
down
Olson
in Costa Rica.
There's
very much
some of the
everything
same
we
DNA.
like hanging out with Dick.
Yeah.
Flash, great guy. Check him out.
Sorry, I was just sending the image to merch god Jake.
Already getting it started.
And I just saw it. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's pretty ideal.
That's gonna work.
It's
pretty
amazing.
Well. It's gonna work pretty well.
And Jack O'Flaherty saying, Sean, you still taking plus 375 for Drake May anytime touchdown. Was hoping for slightly larger 50 to 1 for 2 touchdowns. Yeah, let's just start there because
Sean, this is how you know we've done a good job. We've taught people frameworks and systems. Now they come to the show.
I again shop around because I did get Drake May anytime touchdown plus 425, 16 rushing touchdowns in college. And I'm always going to take a quarterback making his first start, getting a rushing touchdown. It's and especially a team like the Texans that can rush the passer. The Pats are going to be desperate for any sort of play. So Drake May anytime touchdown at plus 425. Love it. Smash it. Smash. I think he gets in the end zone. So I like him, and maybe even a sprinkle on the first touchdown as well. But Drake May, I think, is going to run inevitably because why did they get rid of Jacoby Brissett? Because they had trouble blocking the pass rush. Jacoby Brissett can't scramble. Drake May can. I mean, Drake May's, I was thinking of laddering his rushing yards, but the lowest ring of the ladder is already set at 25.5. Which is pretty crazy, but for a guy who's over under rush yards is 25.5 plus 425 is pretty good. Ramondre has a fumbling issue, so I wouldn't be surprised he gets some goal line read option stuff. They love giving read option to these guys. It'll be like a Bo Nix type situation. He falls in the end zone late, gets you home at plus 425. Love it. Kramer, what's your first prop for the folks?
All right, we'll start. I mean, I'm tempted just to start with. No, we'll start. Yeah. I mean, we're just gonna run it back. It's a standalone play, but last week we went across the pond and we harvested a defensive touchdown. We're going right back to that well.
Really?
I hate to start out with a plus 850 banger, but Jacksonville's pass rush against this offensive line is going to generate a defensive touchdown. Jacksonville's defense to score plus 850.
Woo.
Thank you.
Dog. I mean, we should do a deep dive on the numbers, but it feels like in these London games, inevitably there are some defensive touchdowns. There's some sloppy turf. We mentioned on the pick show, rookie quarterbacks making their first start or just making a start in London. 0-5 straight up, 0-5 ATS. A desperate Jacksonville Jags team that actually is kind of at home there in London.
Can I update with some information about the trip? So people immediately started tagging me. The Bears traveled on Monday. Jacksonville left late. Jacksonville had to delay their own. By the way, the aggregators got this one wrong. Jacksonville delayed their own plans due to the hurricane.
Right.
It got flipped around. Jags delayed due to Hurricane Milton. So it sounds like the Jags just pushed their stuff back a little bit. They like getting there later.
Yeah.
They know what they've
got
done
it sorted.
this. And so, I stand by the handicap. Doesn't change anything. Although I somehow got plopped into some sort of Bears fan algorithm because people are coming after me saying I'm just someone who likes to fade the Bears. Just random people telling me I'm a.
But
Bears
you were on
hater.
the Bears last week against the Panthers. I was right here. I heard it.
Trying to tell people.
And Benny Warnick saying it's pronounced Saxonville, fellas. Yes, of course. CJ on the Saxonville angle still have a shot there. I saw Trayvon Walker at a 3-sack game in their first victory.
Two separate guests of this program during preview season. CJ being one of them, Terrell being the other, gave out their team to have the most sacks in the league.
Yes.
Jacksonville doing pretty good. Giants doing even better. But
no, they're both in the mix.
Angles.
I think they were both like 50-1.
Yeah,
so
they're both in.
Giants were 100-1. No big deal.
And Trayvon is right there in the sack leader.
Already cashing some CLV here in week 6.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, well, you got to cash it sometime.
Flash's boardroom also asking, do we like Kittle over 4.5 receptions tonight? We were on. Or Kramer, you gave out Kittle. Was
the whole
it
world
reception or
likes
yards?
It, unfortunately.
That's the only thing that's
the
scary.
yardage angle is the angle. It's a good situation. It's a good way to fade the Seahawks. It's a million reasons why it's a Kittle game, other than everyone's on Kittle.
Yeah, that's the only thing that scares us off there. CJ, we hyped you up. What's your first prop? What do you got?
There's two ways I can go off, because I know we do the drinking game of play off the other player.
Oh yeah, the Uno.
There was the European game, of course, which Jacksonville's secondary is brutal. So I was looking at DJ Moore, but that's too easy of a DJ Moore back-to-back monster game. But I did like what you were saying about May 2 touchdowns in the goal line situation there for Ramondre. I want to pivot off that a little bit. I'm going to go with a Hayden Hurst anytime touchdown.
Ooh.
I mean Hunter Henry. I'm sorry.
Hunter Henry. No, I did the same thing.
Your white guys.
In the double H is double H white.
That goes down a slippery slope. The double H white guy. Don't even have to go there.
Yes, but rookie quarterback first start versus an absolute ferocious defense. It'll be complicated. Hunter Henry is going to be a absolute safety blanket for May. So you can tackle him anyway. Receptions, yards, but we'll start off with a nice juicy plus 450 anytime touchdown for Hunter Henry.
It's like that's Sean's strategy. When in doubt, just look for a nice big white tight end.
Give me white tight end.
Don't spoil my. All right, fine, Ryan. You called me out. I'll eat in. I'll fall for your trap. This guy's coming off an 8-target game, going against the Ravens, who are second in receptions allowed to the tight end. He only had 2 catches, but he did have 8 targets. He also has 4 targets so far this season in the red zone. Only 1 reception, not a touchdown. He's due. He's due for some catches. He's gone over this number. He's 2-2 to this over, but you're getting nice odds and you're getting a nice matchup. Give me Zach Ertz over 3.5 catches at plus 130, Kramer. So yes, you're getting the matchup. I don't see color, so that doesn't matter. Zach Ertz did once help me win $200,000. So sue me if I have a soft spot for the guy, but you play no yak Zach. Don't play his receiving yards, even though the Ravens are good at giving up receiving yards to the. They're the poor man's Chiefs. Everyone knows you take tight ends against Chiefs. We saw the Foster Moreau anytime touchdown came through. I only had him first touchdown. I'm pissed I didn't have him anytime, but the Ravens aren't that far behind, and I think it's a good, Jaden Daniels really likes targeting Zach Ertz. So does Cliff Kingsbury. It's a big part of their offense. So yeah, over 3.5 receptions for no yak Zach Ertz. Kramer, second prop.
You love Zach Ertz.
I do.
Second,
I like it.
Second prop. We'll stay in the guys we love category. Tyler Algier. His rushing total this week is 37.5. So they're playing the Panthers. I know the Close Your Eyes special has brought us to being on the Panthers plus the points this week, but there's a lot of dots on the old graph in the range of outcomes here where the Falcons are running the ball a lot because they're winning the game. And Sean, I know you're deep into the injury reports. You see who popped up on the old injury report for the Falcons today?
No,
Bijan Robinson.
Back on it.
What?
Everyone was saying this is such a good matchup for Bijan. It's a smash spot.
So Tyler Algier 37.5. I'm sure this is gonna move. I'd also.
I thought it was just Arthur Smith that liked Tyler Algier, right? And you're telling me someone else in the Atlanta Falcons offense?
Coaches like decisive running backs who hit the hole hard. Tyler Algier is that. Arthur Smith once called him a terrifying bowling ball, I believe was the quote. You might want to look at the anytime price.
Okay, for Algier.
I'm pulling it up now because earlier when I was looking at it, it was huge. And this is going to be like your Gibson angle, I think, Sean. Although I'm not seeing the price right now, so maybe we've got some issues with maybe the Bijan news has caused
the Bijan news. Yeah,
pulled off the board there.
Oh wait, no, here we go. I was just looking in the wrong spot. Okay, so Bijan's still priced at -140. Tyler Algier 2-1 on the anytime.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Dog. Even though I like the Panthers, I like that spot for anyone but Bijan Robinson. Too much steam on Bijan Robinson. Not going to touch it. CJ, give the good folks a prop. What do you like?
Okay, not similar to that, but since we are going with players I love, and that is, I'll go with my player I love. I've been hitting him every week, and he absolutely hits every week. And that is Houston kicker Kyle Fauberth. I mean, it's because of my favorite kicker.
Lock it up.
He hits from everywhere. He's always within range. In this game in New England, I do think I think it's going to be a little mucky. Nico Collins obviously out. This Houston Texans offenses is not the same as they were last year, where they're not relying on Stroud to just go crazy. They're kind of keeping more conservative because the defense is playing well. And this kicker, he's incredible. He just does not miss, and he blasts him from 60 within range. And his prop is always 1.5 field goals over made. I think this usually hits by halftime. So I love Fauberth over 1.5 field goals in New England. In a game where I think we'll.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about Fairbairn, right?
Fairbairn, yeah, for sure. What do I call him? Pat Fireman?
Yeah, I'm making sure the audience. I was doing some research on him as you were talking about.
Yeah.
That bastard cost me the Bills win with his 59-yarder.
He is a Lou Graza Award winner. Sean, he's from Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to the islands.
Island strong. Went to UCLA.
And New England's red zone defense at home, pretty solid.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's gonna be a muck and grinder of
and then
game.
no Nico Collins. That's gonna limit some explosive plays. It sounds like Mixon's back at practice, but I still think for the Texans to hit their ceiling offensively, they need to get that running game going, because that's like what the Bobby Slowick offense. Like, you need that running game to set up the play action. You need Nico Collins healthy.
Yes, and
I think their offense is gonna struggle.
And you have a coach that, and anytime you have a kicker that reliable too, they just sit back on it and they don't get as aggressive when they know they have that 3 in their pocket. And Houston's definitely fixed that mold.
Interesting nugget on Fairbairn here. For some reason, he ran the 3-cone drill at the combine.
Really?
I understand getting measured.
Why do they have a kicker run a 3-cone
Also, they
drill?
measured his arms and hands.
Okay.
Interesting. Maybe a backup quarterback situation.
Well,
anyway, he ran a 7.75.
And we want to know if he can fit in the locker room. Like, what do they ask you that?
What
for?
were his hands?
Yeah, just because CJ's curious.
9 1/4.
9 1/4,
which I think is bigger than when we make fun of people with small hands.
Yeah.
So maybe
maybe you running a fake punt, a fake field goal. You want to know if you can grip the ball.
I mean, honestly, if you look into most kickers' background, maybe less today because they're more specialized, but most of those guys were probably playing another sport.
CJ, Catfish Dilly, who's a legend, and he's a badass because he's got a sweet fishing profile photo, which Kramer had going for a long time.
Should I bring it back?
Yeah,
me
I
catching a yellowtail.
He wants to know, what about Fairbairn over 7.5 points at -115 instead of the 2 field goals at -165.
Well, obviously that makes a lot of sense. Now you're looking at 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals or 3 field goals.
Yeah.
So that would be a kind of a better way to play it, I guess. But
I'm pricing this in my head, and I think it's actually deceptively. I think the better price is still 2 field goals.
I like the 2 field goals just because I know, especially in modern NFL, the 2-point conversion comes in a lot of times, and you can miss an extra point. As you saw with your sharp play with the New Orleans
Group A under 1.5 extra points. That was never in doubt. I know some people when they scored the second touchdown were probably worried, but again, that's why I read up on the injury report.
Nothing like sweating props.
But you're right. The way extra points are, they're basically field goals, so you might as well do the field goal.
We unleashed now we got people asking about what's the price on a Fairbairn touchdown.
Let me look that up.
Yes.
Because you got what's his anytime. That guy can pound the rock.
Honestly, there's not many places that are going to offer you that, but the Circa is one of them because you can get the field.
Oh, there you go. And the field.
That's for a first touchdown. So yeah, I guess. That's interesting. If anyone knows a place that offers kickers on the anytime market, I know there's places that offer defensive players instead of offering defense on the anytime.
Those are kind of fun,
which is a little crazy. But yeah, what would the kicker price have to be?
I mean, I have to be
1,000
to 1. I mean, for me to play it, it would have to be 100 to 1. True odds would be like 1,000 to 1.
When's the last time a kicker scored a touchdown?
Oh, it's been
That'd
a long
be a good
time.
trivia question.
Did one?
I feel like we don't even get one a season.
I was going to say you don't throw to a kicker, but they return.
They've occasionally ran some in,
like a blocked kick,
but almost always it's the holder. Even I feel like, but occasionally they'll do the snap to the holder and then pitch it to the guys like an option.
Sure.
But that's pretty few and far between.
There was the famed Luis Sendejas Eagle Giant one where Clyde Simmons scored the touchdown and Sendejas was the lead blocker.
Oh, that was great. Hey, we got more props, of course. If you're looking to get down on some props, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus, promo code SGPN. So they know we sent you. They got some sweet deposit bonuses. America's favorite sportsbook, 30+ years. Awesome photo of Mike Vick rocking some sweet BetUS gear. They're giving away a 1960s Ford Mustang convertible. How awesome would that be to win that thing? Deposit 100 or more, and I think you're automatically entered there. Again, just tons of options over on BetUS. Lightning fast deposit and withdrawals using sweet crypto. I've already withdrawn from them. Very easy and honestly quicker than a lot of other books. So get your cash, get it quick. And get a nice bonus and use our link and promo code so they know we sent you. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/betus, promo code SGPN. All right, so we've each given out 2 props. I'll toss in another one here. Maybe some would accuse us of being a homer play, but not me. AJ Brown over 68.5 receiving yards. Now you can maybe go catches, but I think receiving yards is the play. This Browns team on their 3rd road game in a row, love fading teams like that. Inevitably, they're banged up. Their spirits cannot be high right now with Deshaun Watson single-handedly taking down the team. That we talk about this all the time, Kramer. Like that puts pressure on the defense because the defense is like, what's the point of going 3 and out when we give you the ball back and you're going to go 3 and out?
Free
like
Jameis.
It really tears on you, and then you got to tackle AJ Brown, who almost played in that Tampa game. It sounded like he was close. They sat him down through the bye week. The hamstring's got to be feeling good right now. He's 11-6 to the over in his last 17 games. He had 119 receiving yards. He's a fucking beast after the catch. He's incredibly hard to tackle. If you're Jalen Hurts, you just throw the ball to AJ Brown. That's how you succeed. It's very simple. AJ Brown over 68.5 receiving yards.
Wow,
meaning what?
Just people
Incredible
had to wait.
Value.
People had to wait 24 minutes into the show before they got to hear you giving out an Eagles prop. And
some would say the Zach Ertz prop would count, but there's value. I did not go into the prop. Now, obviously, I was always going to play AJ Brown, but I did not start my props research by going, oh, I wonder what Zach Ertz is. I just came across it. It's too good to not give to the listeners, right?
The AI found it for you.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. All right, so let's see. We'll put the interception prop right in the middle. CJ Stroud's interception prop. I'm going to alert everyone. This is hit the breaking news, Sean, because you're going to want to go scrap this up. But plus 110 for CJ Stroud to throw an interception. Sean, what do the Pats do best on the defensive side of the ball?
Generate interceptions.
Well, they're just good against the pass. I mean, now you know Nico Collins, so Gonzalez is going to be able to lock down someone. Tank Dell hasn't been the game breaker he was last year. I certainly like this as a spot for CJ. Now, obviously, the part of the reason this is priced at +110 is because they're expected to be up in this game and maybe not need to pass as much. But we've seen this Houston team play down or up to everyone on their schedule so far. And so I fully expect them to be not able to establish the run, having some trouble on the back end passing. So yeah, +110 for the interception. I mean, for reference, Deshaun Watson's like -170.
It's crazy.
So that's the two ends of the market.
Ryan, you mentioned AI and how it can help you with your props. Of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm is going to bet you, CJ likes to say, and maybe the rhythm got to CJ. He gave out, you gave out Hunter Henry.
I did. Hunter Henry. What's Rhythm like to say?
Rhythm loves Hunter Henry over 2.5 receptions.
Yeah, I do too. Absolutely.
So it is a,
well, that was either that, but I wanted to give out the +450 for the touchdown.
Oh no,
for
450 touchdowns, very fun. I love the idea of a rookie quarterback coming in. AI likes it. The man in the box likes it. When you have a supercomputer mixed with a powerful analog man in the box, that's when you know you got yourself a play. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. He's made a carbon. He's locked in a box and he's unstoppable.
I'm thinking of the other. There's other syndicates out there that do their speaker calls. You know, their conference calls. That how they come up with their plays. Me and Rhythm getting his. Rhythm getting his.
I just imagine one of those like giant computers that you use punch cards with, and CJ pulls it out. He's like, nah, it's bullshit. Puts his punch card in, and it's just a back and forth.
And we agree.
Till you end up. Till you
Hunter
have
Henry
card.
over 2.5 catches.
Love it.
AI meet HI.
Human
intelligence.
Wow. Yes, sir.
I'm more of a fan of
CJI.
Oh, whoa.
That's really close. That's really pretty good.
Too good.
I think there's got to be a pun on man in the box.
Oh yeah.
MIB.
That's what Men in Black was.
Yeah, the man in the compy box.
Man in the compy box.
All right, CJ, you're up next. What do you got for us prop wise?
Let's see here. We have all kinds of angles we could go to. I'll go on the ground. Let's go back to the ground here. In the game, that Colts Titans game, which it keeps flip flopping around because they're not playing Joe Flacco. I'm not worried about a 50-45 shootout, which it would have been if they put the dad of the NFL in their quarterback. But since they're stubborn and going with Anthony Richardson, Colts rush defense is absolutely horrendous. And Tennessee, Tony Pollard does seem like the man there. I believe he's going to have. I think he has 100.
All right.
I believe Tony Pollard has a 100-yard day, so his top is at 65.5 for rushing. I think that's an easy set for this Colts rush defense, and take a little bit of the pressure off of Will Levis on that one.
Yeah, no, I think in general, I mean. Colts on the road. It seems like both on the ground and they couldn't stop anything. Tank Bigsby had that awesome game, 2 touchdowns. Obviously, I cashed that. That was great. And then Trevor Lawrence
obviously
was going off. Like I think it's very it's simplistic, but people know how to attack this Gus Bradley defense, and they're not doing any adjustments. So I just continue to smash it. A game I like. I like some overs in this situation. I mean, we saw it Thursday night. The Atlanta Falcons cannot get a pass rush to save their life. And if you give the Red Rocket time to throw, I think he's going to have himself a game. Xavier Legette is back healthy, who he had a nice spark with. I wouldn't be surprised if he has another decent game with Xavier Legette back, but Andy Dalton over 220.5 passing yards. Atlanta can't rush the passer. And Dalton can rack up some passing yards. Like he's still throwing the ball pretty well. He struggled against Chicago on the road against a much better defense, but you take a dome team that can't rush the passer, you put them outside on that long Carolina grass, which Ryan likes to correct me. It's maybe not as long as it used to be, but I think this is a good situation for Andy Dalton to throw the football against a Falcons defense that is very susceptible to it. So over 220.5 passing yards, the Red Rocket. Let's go, baby.
2017 is when they installed the new field turf. So maybe
so we've been hammering that angle for a while. I feel like that just happened. That's like when I go, I'm listening to this new Jack Johnson album, and I looked it up. It was like 2019.
Speaking of
like,
which,
what?
You're playing the hits right now with you got Andy Dalton on an over. I did hit an Andy Dalton under last week, Sean. So you're getting a little bit of value there.
No, I mean, and you were onto it, Ryan. He struggled against the Bears defense, but he threw for 220 against Cincy at home. He threw for 319 at the Raiders. I think he's gonna. This Atlanta pass defense is bad. Like they didn't get close to Baker. Like they had one pressure, one sack. But if you give Andy Dalton, I mean, it's the same with Joe Flacco. Why has Joe Flacco been good? A, he still has an arm, and B, like the Colts pass, the offensive line is good enough that they can give him time.
Think about how bad quarterback play has gotten. When those guys were in their prime, they're both ass.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that is
now they're like, oh yeah, give me some Joe fucking Flacco and Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, by the way, was coached in college by Justin Fuente. So fuck Justin Fuente.
Yeah, you hate Justin
apologies.
Fuente. Kramer, what do you got? Next prop.
All right, let's Detroit, Dallas. Massive advantage for Detroit in the run game here. You could probably blindly go whatever direction you want to go. I just took the Jahmyr Gibbs angle. Dallas has given up an absurd amount of explosive runs. Gibbs would be the guy with the more explosive ground game, and 55.5 yards is the number. Sean, he's gone over that his last 3 weeks. This feels like a very obvious angle. 2 rushing props on my card this week, but I mean Gibbs has been getting more volume week over week. So yeah, I think Gibbs and the whole rushing. I think you could probably play Montgomery too if you wanted to. Both of them, because of the existence of both of them, both of their numbers are in the 50 to 60 range. So Jahmyr Gibbs over 55.5. Fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's preventing me from getting down to more Lions props is like I think they're all just gonna run all over this defense. Like it's just gonna be whoever has the hot hand. It's I mean, I'm with you. I think Gibbs has a good game. I think Montgomery has a good game. Jameson, Laporta, like so their defense is very susceptible. This is
his season so far. They opened him up week 1, 52.5, only went for 40 because he only had like 8 carries. Then Bucks 48.5 the total, went for 84. 45.5 against the Cardinals, went for 83. Then ticks back up a little bit, goes for 78 last week. So it's moved up to 55.5, but I mean basically averaging 80 yards a game. And this is a juicy matchup. So, and you got to fade the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys. Muck the Fets.
CJ, what do you got? What's another prop you like?
The Mets did just win though.
Yeah,
I mean, not that I'm a Mets fan.
No,
look at this, Mr. Metropolitan over here.
They come out every 18 years like cicadas. Just to remind us that they once won in '86. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to us.
There were 3 ways to spell loser in New York when I was growing up: Mets, Jets, and Nets.
I like that. That's a good tea. To play off your Andy Dalton play on there, I did not know Xavier was getting healthy. I know he was banged up there, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me anyway with this play. I like Deontay Johnson to have a big game.
Okay.
In that, the way he's responded as soon as Andy Dalton's come in there. He the number one. It's been
just
insane.
Wide open every play.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
And Adam Thielen, God rest his soul, is going to be out for a while.
I know he was a tough loss to the Waz community.
Oh man,
as well.
that was before I went on my 2 touchdown heater.
All right,
not me.
And he had one, and then he completely he died diving out for that ball.
Yeah, and much like the Kamara reception ladder, there was that window, that Adam Thielen reception ladder when he was in the teens, week in, week out. It was insane, and he was just an amazing white angle release every week. So God bless him. But we'll go Deontay Johnson. He's at 59.5 for receiving yards.
Ooh, love it.
Yeah, so he's usually an 8 for 90 type of guy in a solid game.
Yeah,
I love this game. I like this game in general. The Carolina bounce back at home versus Atlanta, who is way overvalued.
Yes,
I believe at that.
Close your eyes special too,
for sure. I love Carolina here at home. So Deontay Johnson over 59.5.
Yeah, I mean before now he only did 3 for 23 against Chicago, but offense in general struggled.
That game doesn't count.
Before that 7 for 83, and then 8 for 122.
Yeah,
both touchdowns.
That's
as
what we're
well.
talking about, right?
Yeah, no, I like Deontay. To me, it was, and I think Xavier Legette is kind of interesting too, but they didn't have his numbers out because he's coming back from injury. I don't know what we'll get, so it's a little wonkier. I just played the passing yards for Dalton. This is a fun, fun. Not, I wouldn't quite call it quite a long shot, but Bo Melton anytime touchdown 8-1. This is just pure narrative handicapping. He's been involved in the offense past couple games. Romeo Dobbs was suspended for a game for being an asshole. Unclear exactly what he did, but conduct bad detrimental to the team, just bad vibes in general. So he's back this game. I don't know if he's going to get his full workload, but Matt LaFleur, who beat his younger brother last week in Los Angeles, offered this advice for Packers receiver Bo Melton in advance of Sunday's game against his brother Max. His brother Max is a cornerback for the Cardinals, and he advised him to, quote, kick his ass. Now, come on, you're not going to be saying that, putting that out there. You got to give him at least a couple shots in the red zone.
Right.
Bo Melton, I hit his anytime in that playoff game. He was alive for 2 touchdowns there briefly.
Was this from a press conference, or was it also from the Matt LaFleur podcast that I was listening to portions of yesterday?
I don't know, because this was like a text. I follow Kramer's beat reporter group on Twitter, and this came across my eyes.
Yeah, no, I LaFleur does a show. Apparently, he was pretty loose-lipped this week, letting a bunch of I do know that is one of the real good beat reporters. Really good about listening to the coach segments and reporting on it, and just pretty good, because he also said that Josh Jacobs, he explained the whole Josh Jacobs not having a receiving touchdown. He wants to get him one. I feel like we also heard that story on the Eagles broadcast to start the year.
Shout out to ZD Mills, Ryan, coming back to your Detroit running play there with Gibbs. Frank Ragnow is back, so that's obviously huge. So
great point.
Good addition back to the defensive line. So I gave out my 5. Kramer, what's your 5th prop? Then we'll talk ladder, DGen, parlay, underdog entry. We got it.
Sean, ask me how many times since Marshawn Lattimore has come into the NFL, how many times Mike Evans has gone over 4.5 catches?
0.
2 times.
Really?
Once was his rookie season in 2017, and once was the best game that Mike Evans ever had. And I didn't even verify that Lattimore was playing in this game in 2018. Other than that, since 2017, he has gone over 4.5 catches twice. That's it. He's gone over since 2018 in September.
I love Mike Evans, but Lattimore seems to make things super hard for him.
He can't make the catch prop 4.5. So we're going under.
Wow. Breaking
the over
news.
is the juice side too. So you can actually get a -105 on the under. Shop around.
Go.
But I mean,
sharp.
Love Mike Evans, but this isn't the week to get the anytime. And even if he does get a touchdown, I'm going to go with he does not get a ton of catches. How many here? Secondary trivia. How many touchdowns has he scored in that same range, Sean?
1.
3.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so
in 2 of those
this
games,
is a fun. I already know where our audience's brain is going. Under 4.5 parlayed with an anytime touchdown.
In one of those games, he had 7 catches for 147 yards. That's the outlier game. The other touchdown games, one was a 1-catch game for 2 yards.
Yeah.
And one was a 2-catch game for 48 yards. So caught a bomb.
Love it.
A bomb.
All right, Mike Evans under 4.5 catches.
Love it.
CJ, what do you got?
I like I know where you're going with this angle.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. I might need the X-Files music for this one, Sean.
Okay.
Because we have a white angle release.
Oh, yes.
Could be real, could be fake. I got to make sure these books aren't moving based on numbers and people aren't jumping the gun early.
Don't jump the gun, guys.
So I want you guys, everyone queue up. We're going to that Chargers Denver game. Lance Allworth.
Sean furiously looking up who that is.
Under.
I was like, is he a lineman? I blew the bit. Sorry, CJ.
That's all right because it's a fake. No, it's a no-go. That's a no-go. No-go on Lance Allworth.
He's 84 years young.
84 years young, Hall of Famer legend, Lance Allworth. He will not be an official white angle release play.
They called him Bambi. What a great football
CJ,
nickname.
This reminds me of the time that Sean read the Mike Oxmall comment on air.
All the way back from 2 weeks ago.
Anyway, that was very well done, CJ.
Thank you very much. But we will be having a wide angle release here in this game, but we're not doing the way you would think we're going to go. We're going to go
very wide angle game.
Yeah, we're going to go with Ladd McConkey, who is in brand new addition to the wide angle release sports. Welcome to the movie.
I mean, he's got a name Ladd, and he's in the
got
NFL.
a name. He is a
the
lad.
odds were stacked against you, young fella.
Yeah, he's got a lad. He's got an Irish last name. He's got
McConkey.
I mean, he's a welcome addition. His total is 45.5 yards. Herbert has been having a connection with him lately, and he has been stepping up there. And we all know Patrick Surtain will be locking up on the number one, whoever the hell the number one is over in LA. You want to call him Quentin Johnson? That's fine. But
It's not Ladd.
it's not Ladd. But Denver might be the only team in the league that is prepared for a white angle release, as they will be locking him up with their very own Riley Moss, the only starting white cornerback in the NFL. Now, I know Cooper DeJean is playing nickel this week, but Riley Moss locked up on Ladd. We got white angle and white angle. He knows the proper white angles to take. We are going under 45.5 receiving yards for Ladd McConkey in a very tight defensive game in a Harbaugh-esque Charger. And I believe this game will be within the box.
The greatest highlight a white cornerback has in our league is Jason Sehorn's pants falling off. that sums up the situation.
Jason Sehorn, of course, who Michael Irvin said didn't know he was white until like year 3, because he had a visor and the armband spandex, and he went up against him.
No, I feel like I had the same thing growing up, because it was like pre-social media.
Yeah.
You just saw the guy. You kind of made an assumption that not a lot of white corners back then.
Out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Sehorn's a great ball out.
It's like Jason Williams in basketball. That guy's white.
Yeah. So Tom Marinovich's dad broke his leg, basically. He trained with him one summer in Tom Marinovich's studio apartment out here. And that's when he blew his knee out when I kicked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sean and I had a very recent, that guy's white moment, or at least I did.
Yeah.
Running back of Arizona State, as we were on the sideline.
On the sideline, that's what it took to say.
Like, goddamn, Scadaboo's a white guy.
Scadaboo's such a fun name to say too.
He's got some twitch for a white guy.
Nice.
Great legs. Shout out to Benny Warnick pointing out Geno Smith's birthday today. Hammer the anytime touchdown. Yeah, I do like his over rushing yards. Gave that out. They moved it, but I still
that's ladder worthy.
Yes, I think
he had 70 last week.
I did say on Twitter that Joey Bosa didn't give a fuck about his birthday, which is true as far as the game, but the anytime touchdown is fine. Shout and Eddie Bettor, again, all-time listener name. Almost forgot to smash the like. Never forget to smash the like.
What do you mean you almost forgot? I like what he did there, though. He brought it up.
Yeah. Good way to like bully the rest of the audience. Hey, let's talk Underdog Fantasy. Of course, sign up today. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Get your 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Kramer, let's put together a little entry. Start with you. What do you like? Little 3-entry McGillicuddy. What do you got for the good folks?
Just so many projections to choose from, Sean.
Yeah.
Do we want to? I
massive
know
menu projection.
Lamar didn't make my card, but we have been talking about how Lamar is going to show Jaden Daniels who's big dog.
I don't mind that. Lamar Jackson over or higher rushing yards. CJ, do you fancy that?
I love that one. Sounds great. Fantastic. Love Lamar.
57.5. He's going to get a ton of volume. And I still worry a little bit about this Commanders defense. So 57.5 feels pretty good.
Are we keeping it themed? Quarterback rushing?
Okay. Yeah.
Who else you like?
I'm liking Drake May.
Let's go.
Absolutely. I mean, come on now.
Now do we take it's 25.5, but I think it's high for a reason.
No problem. First of all, he can move. He's not just a rookie quarterback who's gonna be scared. He can move, and that's part of his game.
And let's try to get this up to a looks like I need to do a 5 maxer here. I got some boost.
Some boost?
Got a 31% boost.
Yeah.
I think I have the same one.
No, wait, it does not have a limit entry, so all right.
So Bo Nix, do we want to put him in?
Of course.
Let's see. Oh, his rushing yards not available. We could do longest rush of 9 yards. That's a fun hire.
Sure.
Do we go with another rushing quarterback? Is there someone else? Baker's been interesting too. Do we want to discuss Baker?
Is this Justin Fields' last start?
That's also so. Baker.
That's a great angle because he knows it might be. So he's
36.5 yards.
Yeah.
Do we like that or we like Baker 11?
No, we like this.
Fields, yeah.
Okay.
No. We like.
You have Fields, right? I don't have
36.5 rushing.
Yeah.
yards. You got to expand the box.
No, I don't have it.
Expand the box.
Let me try.
I like that.
Let me try and it maybe because I already put in a couple.
Oh, maybe sometimes you can limit out on a guy.
Okay, let's see. Fields
Underdog, you sneaky dog.
Oh no,
you
right,
dirty dog.
I got Fields rushing yards 36.5.
There it is.
Drake,
I'd say we could add one more.
Drake May, Lamar Jackson. Do we want to add one more?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
The Browns are going to let him run all over the place.
Sure.
The way they
41.5 rushing yards.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So we got Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Higher 41.5 rushing yards. Justin Fields 36.5 higher. Drake May 25.5 higher. Lamar Jackson 57.5 higher. Let's see if I can apply this profit boost.
I'm applying it.
31%.
They also gave me a 31% WNBA only boost.
Yeah.
How savage.
I had to do a 7-player MLB only boost yesterday.
The boosts are amazing.
You had to do it.
I had to.
What are you not going to do it?
You want to talk about blind bets? Just whatever. This Guardian.
The blind boost bet of the
blind
day.
Boost it.
UnderdogFantasy.com promo code SGPN. J55Z saying 99% of the money on Geno Smith rushing yard props going over 13.5 auto fade. Yeah, maybe it was a bit square because he had such a massive day, but I still think
the guy making fun of you.
No, he's just he's a market handicapper, Ryan, who sees an opportunity.
Right. Absolutely.
But I don't know, man. I think that 49ers pass rush is going to force him to scramble a couple times.
But the definition of not fun is doing a contrarian under rushing prop on a rushing quarterback rushing prop. Come on, live a little. It's Geno Smith's birthday.
How do you root for that?
Right.
Yeah, no running.
Yeah,
all right,
stop running, Geno.
Hey, no running. Awesome.
I mean, I don't want you are aware that unders are better than overs.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, that's why we spend the entire show talking about overs. All right, speaking of overs, get the ladders ready.
Yes.
Beanstalking it up. This gentleman, I'll start.
Sorry, I was just gonna say we should start calling it. We should go get the blue pill.
The blue pill.
Activate our ladders.
Go long with extends.
Oh shit! We need to get a Jimmy Johnson drop in here. Go long. I did.
Jimmy Johnson extends commercials a fun rabbit hole to fall down. I think the Titans are going to be able to throw the ball. Stop me if you've heard this story before, but
never heard.
DeAndre Hopkins was a little banged up. The knee's getting healthier. There's the narrative. Both the OC and head coach said they need to get more opportunities for him and Ridley. And I just think this Jags defense, this Colts defense, they sit back in that cover 3 zone. It creates a ton of easy opportunities. Sam Wagman, who is a very sharp, he does a bunch of props and fantasy stuff.
He's got numbers too.
He had this. He said Colts run the 5th most zone coverage, but are bottom 5 in the NFL against it. Hopkins ranks top among the Titans receivers against the zone in points per route run, ranking top 30 amongst receivers. Ridley isn't even top 75 against zone. Hopkins has seen a 25% target rate against zone.
Jesus.
He's the guy you want to go after. So let's get the ladder ready. 50 is plus 155, 60 plus 260, 70 yards for DeAndre Hopkins, 4-1, 80 is plus 650, 90 is 10-1. They're scared to offer 100 yards for DeAndre Hopkins because they know it's coming. Get the stick. DeAndre Hopkins receiving ladder. Kramer, what do you got?
I was being respectful of the ladder noise.
Yeah, don't talk over the stick.
All right, so we've been talking about Drake May's first start. You mentioned how the rushing ladder seemed too high for you. Well, what if I told you he had some great chemistry with Jalen Polk in the offseason? his numbers are pretty low, but over the last 2 weeks, he's been getting more involved with 13 total targets with the old dog Brissett out there. Now Drake May out there. I do like the idea that Jalen Polk could get loose a little bit, maybe down the field. I like it better than the receptions because I do think there's a big catch or two in it. 24.5 is the base rung minus 110, 39.5 plus 250, 49.5. Sean is 4-1, 59.5 is plus 650, and 10-1 if he goes 70 or higher. So I am 100%. So I think the angle is Drake May is going to take some shots.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's Polk on the.
Polk has been open.
Yeah. I mean, again, he has 4 catches on 13 targets. What does that tell you?
Yeah.
Maybe
not very efficient by Jacoby Brissett.
And like CJ likes to always bring up, you like the ladders that start in that 15 to 25 yard range.
Bring a nice low one
because it tells you they're realistic, but not too realistic.
You know what? It's too realistic.
You got to get the top to the drone is like 40-1.
Slotting the drones,
and he's their number 1 for crying out loud.
Demario Douglas, I guess, is there.
I know, but like, I don't know. He seems to be. His arrow's pointing upward, I would say.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Kramer, or sorry, you gave out your ladder.
Kramer
now CJ.
That was the great ladder. All right.
What do you got, CJ?
This
for the
number's
folks?
not too low, not in a 15 low rung, but we can get low here.
Let's get low.
I like a nice bounce back receiver here, and go to that Green Bay Arizona game. I love fading this Arizona secondary. You can absolutely light them up. Their receivers, I think it's like second the most receiving yards they've given up. Their secondary. Jaden Reed's numbers are too high, of course. Christian Watson's still out, although I do think Jaden Reed hits his prop pretty easy there. I'm gonna go with the guy who sat out last week because he was a bit sad, a little sad. But when it comes to mental health and mental awareness, that's nothing to laugh about. And Jordan Love is very empathetic towards it. He's a West Coast guy. He likes to make sure all his players are on the right. He gets them the betterhealth.com. It's a podcast that's sponsored for him, I believe. Joshua Dobbs was just not happy. Sat down. Now he's back. We're going to try to work him back in. The low rung for him is 44 yards against a horrendous Arizona secondary. And like I said, Watson's out. Reed's in there, and I think Wicks is still got a little banged up as well. We'll skip a few rungs because Dobbs can have those monster games. He's not your slot receiver. He's not taking them. He can go big. So let's go all the way top. We don't have time to push around for middle and to get new cans of paint. We're going all the way to the top. 94 yards for Josh Dobbs is plus 560.
Oh, nice.
Woo. 104 yards. Needs an easier rung on that. Plus 839. Then we're going to get 2 more Jack and the Beanstalks in there. Make sure you get in there. Take your ayahuasca. Take your peyote. Don't look down. Just grab your guide's hand. Trust him. 114 yards is plus 1290, and 1 top versus Arizona secondary. 124 yards plus 2050 for Joshua Dobbs. Oh my God! Joshua Dobbs bounce back game to become the alpha. He is, especially with Christian Watson out last year. Dobbs was that number 1 guy who would get those 100-yard games occasionally. So 124 yards, 2050. Bring it all down there.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Shout out to Nate in the chat. CJ, I think if this hits, the folks have to get a Shakespeare Romeo video release. If the Romeo ladder comes in, CJ, some sort of Shakespearean, I'll leave it to you, creativity. Maybe instead of holding the skull, you're holding the football. I don't know.
Or a helmet.
A nice
helmet. The SGPN mini helmet. I'll hold that. Yes, absolutely.
Romeo.
I'll work on the velvet outfit, the Shakespearean outfit.
Oh man, now I really want this
with
to
the
hit.
collar.
Yeah, with the big like dog. What was that thing that they used to wear? It was like almost like a dog collar, but it was like a giant velvety.
The man in the McBox. Doesn't quite work as well.
It was it was like the little daisy, kind of like we put your teapot in around the thing, but it was for your head. Yeah, if Dobbs hits the top of the ladder, if we go Jack and a Beanstalk,
yes,
you will get a Shakespearean.
So CJ's Romeo, Colby's Juliet.
Oh man, I'm googling Shakespeare. There's a bunch of good stuff.
Dick Ricky Williams style. We're gonna expose that one.
Wow. Colby in a dress would be nice.
Man, oh god.
All right, so we got our underdog entry, we got our ladders out, we got our props. Now it's time for the
#Legends only
parlay. All right, so Zach Ertz, 2 touchdowns, 40 to 1. Obviously, it has to be in there. Now, I'm also going to give out Drake May, 2 touchdowns, 45 to 1. You parlay those two together, get 188,500.
What is this? A fucking?
So I'm dialing international, right? $100 wins you 188 grand.
Wow.
Just if Zach Ertz and Drake May each have 2 touchdowns.
That's it. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
It does feel easy.
Kate Otten is kind of close. I might give him out as a 2 touchdown play on VSiN, but Zach Ertz 2 touchdowns again. He's getting the red zone targets. He's getting the regular targets. And Drake May, we've seen rookie quarterbacks in their first start get 2 rushing touchdowns. Kenny Pickett, look it up. So this isn't even crazy in my mind. So Drake May 45 to 1 with the rushing touchdowns. Rookie quarterbacks always panic and get desperate, and they have designed stuff for him in preseason, a la Bo Nix. That's why I watch preseason football. So Drake May 2 touchdowns, 45 to 1. Zach Ertz 2 touchdowns, 40 to 1. Parlay together. You're dialing international.
And a tease for the VSiN show in there. He tossed that right.
Kate Otten's close, but you got to tune in.
Almost made the card.
Step ladder, maybe. Touchdown step ladder.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Kramer, what do you got?
All right. Little simpler. Not really. It's actually more things have to happen. But we talked about him on the underdog card. Lamar Jackson shows out 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts going to have tons of opportunity to run 2 touchdowns. And the one that juiced it up a little bit more, Tyler Algier, 2 touchdowns. All 3, 100 pays 105K. But I'd also recommend round robining this all the way down to the floor. So however you want to break that up, maybe you want to do $25 a pop. Well, you get 6 wagers there. So maybe you want to do like 15 a pop and 100 on the big boy. Some people go the opposite way, but
Flash checking in saying, and I'm the DGen.
listen,
we got to give out a couple thousands to 1. Let's go.
We hit 1,000 to 1 on the VSiN show last week, Sean. If you parlayed them,
if you parlay,
and I'm coming off a week where I hit Connor Hayward first touchdown, so I'm flush right now. I got extra units.
Shout out to Noah saying always late for the live. Big Spotify guy. Yeah, appreciate everyone taking 5 seconds to give us 5 stars on Spotify.
Like
up to 26 on the charts.
Yes.
Almost knocking out Cowherd. Again, if we get in the top 20, we will release the second chance survivor. So take 2 seconds, give us 5 stars on Spotify.
And if it helps, Colin Cowherd has once said something nice about Charlottesville, the people of Charlottesville.
Oh wow, that is.
If that helps you get over there, you know.
But and he also
take him down.
Yesterday he said that the Padres and the Mets would make a very good World Series matchup. They both play in the National League.
And he's got that.
Right?
What am I supposed to call him? He's got that spicy co-host.
Zesty.
That's zesty. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Zesty.
Zesty?
Yes, zesty.
Okay, sorry.
Ask your daughters what zesty means.
And they'll
enjoy it.
Crunchy is another one that I've learned recently. Yeah, it's not good. It's not
Crunchy's not good. Crunchy, I think of as like hippie.
Yeah, kind of, but more like your clothes are dirty and crunchy.
Like crusty.
Which is kind of hippie. I mean, you accidentally got that.
Absolutely. You don't want that.
You get a veggie burrito outside of a concert. It's probably from someone who's crunchy.
They're following fish. They haven't been in a shower in a long time.
They know it. They know a good nitrous guy. Yeah, I get it.
Amazing.
CJ?
Well,
take us out with
I'll
the
take us out. I feel a little underwhelmed. I will not hit the 100K wager unless you put about a couple hundred on it. 100 will give you $30,000. So this is a nice 300 to 1 parlay. Very similar to your 2 touchdowns, but I like to slim it down to 1 touchdown each 4 guys instead of 2 guys. 2 touchdowns, 4 guys. Usually 2 games. You can watch the same game, but this one's actually spreads out. First of all, we'll start off with the tight ends, the bigger ones.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Like I said, I like that. Charger Denver game there. I think the hardball defensive battle is going to be within the parameters. That's why I went no on Ladden. I went I like Henry Hurst. What I was thinking of when I thought of Hunter Henry, Hayden Hurst is at plus 550, and for Denver, I like Adam Troutman on the other side.
Yeah, good call.
I like
Coach's son,
Yes.
the new Taysom Hill.
He really is.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been piping up this week in the press conference too. How they need to improve, making short situations on the third down, in the red zone.
He's such a
general.
teacher's pet.
Yeah, absolutely. And he did. He broke it down educationally. So we got those two in there. Now we got two more guys. That's the same game. You keep your eye on that. Just keep that for a double tight end touchdown. One tight end apiece. And then we already brought up Daubs, of course, who was a little sad last week. We also got two receivers who've been talked about a lot. You have family members tweeting about them. You have you have experts tweeting about them in their highlights, how they're not giving a shit about two star number one receivers, Chris Olave and George Pickens, who've absolutely been trashed in the media by the family members sticking up for him. You already had Spencer Rattler saying that he's going to throw Olave the ball pretty much every single time he's out there. He knows and sometimes the rookie quarterbacks, they can either go to the tight end as a safety blanket, or the number one diva receiver gets right in their ear and say, "You throw it to me every time." That's how it's going to happen.
Well, Olave did. Yeah, it does sound like he maybe had a conversation.
Yeah, Olave had a conversation with Rattler. He's getting it. He's getting the ball at least thrown to him in the end zone. He's plus 185 for an anytime touchdown, Chris Olave. And Pickens, apparently they had a team meeting with Pickens to tell him, "Hey, listen, you can't
relax.
you can't just fucking jog if the play's not on your side." I mean, granted, a lot of times
that was pretty funny when he was walking off and just yanked the guy's face mask. It was weird, like it was so nonchalant.
Right.
It was the guy was celebrating. He's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Just yanked him down. I was dying. It was great.
It was great. Someone was like, "You need to get suspended." Like, shut up. Everyone's like, "No one is on your side."
You never played football or any sort of sport.
They're too busy finding people who dance.
Yeah, anyone. Yeah, if you're defending that troll, then you need to go to fucking hell. Anyway, Pickens to score anytime touchdowns plus 170. So we got plus 170 for Pickens, plus 185 for Olave. With those two tight ends, that's four guys, one touchdown each, 300 to 1.
Whoa, all right, not too shabby, not too shabby. Not international like Sean.
Not international, but 301. Well, you can go cross country with that. You don't need to do that during after 9 for 3 hours.
I mean, I'm already dealing with the situation where I got all this tax liability now. So if someone wants to tell me a good way to dump off some tax liability.
Yeah, Kramer's accountant's gonna be like, "Wow, you really love slot machines, huh?"
Although I will,
How's the slot?
I know it's really annoying. It's like I got all these fucking these tax forms from the slot machine. Last year, the guy's like, "How much did you lose?" I said all of it.
There you go.
That was
Simple
the
formula.
situation was resolved. I don't know.
The tax form should come in that NFL team stationery.
Yeah,
Get some stickers.
honey, I'm not a degenerate gambler. I'm reducing our tax liability. Thank you as always, everyone tuning in. Again, toss us 5 stars over on Spotify. Appreciate that. Kramer and I, you'll hear us on the VSiN show. CJ, are you able to make the VSiN show? Get you on there.
I might be able to pop in a different ladder for you on the VSiN show tomorrow.
Always great.
I'll tease it just like a Kate Otten tease.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe our first shoot on the show.
Oh, a shoot would be a nice misdirect. VSiN show, 8:00 Pacific, 11:00 East. And then the pregame show, 9 a.m. Pacific, youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast. Counting you down to kickoff, answering all of your gambling questions. What are you getting down on? We'll give out a DFS lineup. Kramer gives out his first half parlay. It's a grand old time. And of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
There's so many good videos of people going down a slide or something horribly.
Bottom line bomb. Subscribe.
Kramer, let it ride.